welcome to episode number 2 of Azentials. I am so glad you're here today, and I'm excited for our conversation today. Also, as I was thinking about it from last week, I realized I only recognized Florida. I wanted to recognize all the other states over there that are also suffering from the hurricanes. I just want to say, God be with you. I'm praying for you guys. I pray for your safety. And I'm sorry for those who have lost loved ones out there. My heart goes out to you, and I pray that God will bless you with the peace that you need at this time. So, also just want to recognize that. I just have family in Florida, so I was very focused on Florida, which I mean, rightfully so. But I also want to recognize the other states over there that are also suffering from this tragic hurricane and disasters. And so, God be with you, and my prayers will continue to be out there for you. But thank you for coming and joining my show today. I am so excited to be here today, and I just wanted to share a simple conversation today. So let's talk about social media. You may be wondering why the episode 2 are we focusing on social media? Isn't that just seem like a very head-on topic? And it is. And I wanted to explain why I wanted to talk about social media because it is so huge in our day. Like we can't do it. Like social media has just impacted everything about our lives. It's impacted our jobs, our careers, our businesses, and our family lives, our friend life. Like when I was a child, like social media was non-existent. We found ways to connect with each other, but now today, connection is so key in social media. And I wanted to talk about the good and the bad. I want to talk about pros and the cons and how you can use social media as a positive way to help you with your mindset, but also how it can impact your mental health negatively. I think it's an important topic to talk about because if we avoid the elephant in the room, like nothing's going to happen. And I feel like social media is a very important topic to talk about. And I also think it impacts hugely who we are, who we become, our mindset about ourselves, our families, our careers, and our business. That if we don't hit it head on, it's going to impact us and control us the rest of our life. And that's my personal opinion. Again, this is Jenna Azera's opinion. You're welcome to disagree with me, but this is what I feel is right and also something that can help you. And so just know that it's okay if you disagree with me. That's what the beauty of this podcast is, that it's here to help you, and it's okay if you disagree with me. You can always find another podcast that may agree with your beliefs, but I'm at least sharing something that I know that can help you with your positive mindset, with your success in life. And so let's talk about it. Let's get into social media. So first of all, I wanted to focus on the good about social media. I think social media has brought about so much good still. It has brought us about awareness of our world, that we're able to be updated on about the hurricanes in the southern states. And also we are able to connect with family and friends or like acquaintances we haven't seen in a long time. It's very fun to see someone have a baby or get an amazing job or just something fun about their life put together. I think that's so important. It's so important to stay connected to our family and friends and our acquaintances. Without that connection, we're all busy. So sometimes it's nice to have that update. So I actually think social media is great for that reason. Also, it's an amazing tool for your business or career. Like LinkedIn's a great example of a social media network. Facebook, Instagram are huge. Also, TikTok are huge platforms to help you in your business and your careers, help you find and network with people to make new connections that we never had before. Because in the past, you had to get lucky. You had to put yourself physically in places to meet new people. But now, from the comfort of your own home, you can meet new people and make new connections that can lead you to amazing like places or can make opportunities that you never would have had if you were, stuck in one state or stuff like that. Like I'm able to meet many people from different states and help connect them or connect with me and build my business with that. And so it's so important. Social media is so important with that thing. Um, I think it also can bring inspiration. It's amazing when you go on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and you see inspirational stories. Like I love seeing one, especially with people with disabilities, overcoming challenges, amazing weight loss stories, um, Christian stories about their faith in God and how that has changed them for the better from the dark place. Like, there's so much good that can come from social media if we use it right. And so, what I want to segue into that is if we use it right, because I do think it's a beautiful tool, but unfortunately, it can be a very addictive in many different ways. There's a lot of cons also to social media. And here are some that I wanted to talk about. Sometimes it can consume our life for the worse. Like it's so easy to get to a point where it becomes our social security blanket that anytime we're bored, anytime we're depressed, anytime we're anxious or scared or want to avoid a situation, what do? We pull out our phones. We scroll and scroll and scroll. And I can't, I'm working on this myself, you know? It's a weakness we all have whenever we're bored or scared or anxious or depressed. It's so easy to want to distract yourself with social media. There are times it can be a good distraction, but if you use it all the time, it actually can negatively impact you. Because here are some ways that it can negatively impact you. First of all, let's talk about FOMO, fear of missing out. It's so easy to want to be updated so much about everybody's life that you have the fear of missing out. I don't personally struggle with the fear of missing out as much, but I know for other people, it can be a really big thing that if I'm not up to date on this celebrity or this person, then like it just kind of becomes their identity and it's just not healthy. It's okay to be behind on some things. We don't have to always be up to date on some things. Yes, there's some situations that I should be up to date, but when it becomes an addictive behavior, that's a problem. Cyberbullying has increased also with social media, and I think even more, we see it constantly. If that someone doesn't have your same beliefs, you are attacked viciously online. And it's sad to me because I think we live in a beautiful country where we have freedom of speech, where we all can share opinions, and it's okay to agree to disagree civilly. But unfortunately, cyberbullying can be a really huge impact. And it's sad to see awesome businesses be attacked because of their beliefs or their views, whether I agree with them or not. They should not be viciously attacked, but maybe civilly debated or talked about. But unfortunately, we have a lot of cyberbullying, and especially for like our sweet kids in our junior and middle school, and even now elementary school, which I can't fathom it. The cyberbullying that has increased, and it's just unfair to these young kids. And so that can be a very huge con in social media use. Also, using social media when we use like filters, for example, filters can be very fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I was like in college, I used Snapchat filters all the time. And it's crazy how it's updated since that I used it since in college, but it can lead to insecurity about herself because the filter makes you so perfect that you're so aware of your imperfections that you feel like you can't even let yourselves be seen as beautiful you and not filter you. And it makes me sad that it can grow into inadequacy about yourself. And so just know that you are beautiful as God has created you. You are a beautiful creation, and no filter in the world can ever change that. I just like don't focus on your imperfections. You are an amazing human being because it's so easy to get caught up in what the filters bring us. Sometimes it can be fun. It can be fun. I'm not like disagreeing with filters, but if we put our worth on that filter, that's when it becomes dangerous. So be careful of that. Don't do that to yourself. Um, it can increase feelings of depression, isolation, and loneliness because kind of like what I was talking about with social security blanket, sometimes whenever we, yeah, are bored, scared, lonely, we isolate ourselves into social media. We scroll and scroll and scroll. And surprisingly, that can lead you to loneliness. It can also lead to comparison that you feel so alone, like no one will understand me, or my life sucks compared to this amazing lifestyle this person has. And so be careful that recognizing yourself, is social media increasing these feelings in me? I've definitely felt that way if I have used social media a lot more than I should have. Is self-absorption. Sorry, I can't speak today, but um, I don't think there's anything wrong with updating your life, sharing your family, sharing your business. But when it becomes to a point that you're so addicted to what people say about you, and all you ever think about is yourself in the posts, that's when it becomes a concern because that can lead to, I think, a lot of missed opportunities to look out for other people. Because I truly believe that when we look outside of ourselves, that's when more opportunities come for our business or our career. If we're willing to look outside of ourselves and serve other people, that's where everything comes together for you, really. Like, honestly, like more opportunities come when you look outside of yourself. Like, so you still need to take care of yourself. And have a podcast about self-care. You need to take care of yourself. But when it becomes your world is all about you, about the likes about you on your social media account, all about the pictures of you, or what people think about you and your family. If you use your family as part of a blog on social media, please be careful. Like, take a step back and are you posting it to help inspire others, or are you more worried about the reactions that you get from people? And so, and I don't want to discourage anyone from because I have a lot of friends and family that use social media as a blog or as a journal for them, and I may not totally agree with that lifestyle, but be careful that it's not a self-absorption, that it's all about you, and that's all you're focused on. I can tell from in social media when it's genuinely about helping a cause versus when it's more about the person than the cause. So self-absorption, please be aware of that and mindful of that because I really do feel like you'll have missed opportunities if you're so self-absorbed versus when you look outside of yourself and you more just use your social media as a tool to help other people. So that's my say on it. You're welcome to disagree with me on this, but this is just how I observe it and what I've seen be successful in life. And I also like kind of add one more thought to this. And again, it's okay if you disagree with me, but this is at least my thoughts and also observations. I find that more people are happy with their lives when they post less about it. I feel personally that the more you are so focused on posting about your family and your life on social media that you have to make this image, I think those people are less happy about their lives that they have to prove it to the world. And I don't think you have to ever prove to the world how happy you are. If you're truly happy in your life or want to become happy in your life, I don't think you have to prove to the world that you're happy. It's like you're trying to convince yourself to the world that you're happy. And I don't want that for anyone. I want everyone to feel happy with their life. And so just something to think about and observe. And again, you're okay. It's okay if you disagree with me. If this is something you're like offended about, it's okay. I'm just here to give my opinion of something that can help you personally in your life and your family life. So you keep going to real fast, like social media can mask problems as well. Like, again, you can use social media to mask the depression, the abuse you're going through, the anxiety, the depression. Did I say depression twice? Boredom. By posting how amazing your life is, and not every post indicates that, but it can happen that people are so like worried about what other people think about them that they have to show how amazing their life is when they're really just masking what their life is like. So I guess what I'm really trying to get at here is why are you using social media? Like, are you doing it just because you're bored? Are you doing it because you want attention? Or are you using it for good? Are you using it to connect? Are you using it to network? Are you using it to inspire other people for good? And so because how we approach social media is going to determine how successful and how happy we will be later on. Because I don't think we should totally avoid social media. I actually think I do agree, though, a social media fast can definitely benefit you. It's definitely benefited me. I notice a huge difference when I'm not on social media constantly or at all. But sometimes we can't avoid that. Like for my business, I have to use social media to connect with others, and I want to connect with my family. I love seeing what my cousins and my aunts and uncles and friends and those I love post and share about their life. I want to be updated about them, but I have to observe, why am I using social media? And am I using it for good, or am I using it to help myself? Or is this because I've caught myself sometimes using it, and when I'm bored or when I'm anxious and depressed, I use it to distract myself. And I always feel terrible after I use it that way. And it's not good for your mindset, it's not good for your mental health. So just when you use social media, take a step back and think about, why am I using social media today? Is it going to help me? Is it going to help others? Or is it going to hurt me? And is it going to hurt others? Um, And it can also increase sleep deprivation, because the blue light, if you use social media or your phone before bed, it wakes your brain up. So that makes it very difficult to fall asleep or get some really good restful sleep. So be mindful of when you use social media as well. Are you using it right before bed, or are you using it during the day, where at a time where you're not busy and can't use social media? Um, but I think you can use social media for good, but just make sure that you observe it. And here's some tips if you really want to overcome your social media addiction. If you recognize, I am so addicted, or I'm using it for the wrong reasons, I want to make a change. You're also getting welcome to join my positive mindset challenge. I have a whole section just about social media and tips and tricks to help you, but I will share some of those tips and tricks with you right now. But I have some good tools in there as well in my um, challenge. If you want to be a part of that, I'll have the link below in the show notes. Um, but some things that you can do, let's say that you want to be mindful of when you use social media, just totally log off that you have to sign in with a password every time. So anytime you don't automatically sign in, like you have to sign in as you're typing your password, it helps you think, why am I getting on? Am I getting on because I'm bored or out of habit or in it like an indulgence? Or am I doing it because I want to see how family's doing? I want to network with other people, like so forth and so on. Why are you using social media? So that you can log out and have to type in your password instead of having to automatically sign you in. So that's a good tip right there. Um, According to Google, 30 minutes is a very good, healthy amount of time on social media. There's a lot of data out there that there are so many like hours spent on it that on average, Americans use up to 2 to 3 hours daily on social media, 2 to 3 hours every day on social media, which can waste your time, can lose time, and prevent you from getting things done that you need to in your family life, your individual life, in your career, your business, that can help you become successful. So, my suggestion is being aware of how much time you are on social media. And according to Google, 30 minutes is a very healthy amount of time. And I would say even 30 minutes and below. Like even like having a social media fast, that would be a great way, just doing it for a whole week to see how you are mentally after. It's actually really refreshing to try a social media fast. I would highly recommend it if you want to kind of where like recognize how much time you have spent on social media, where your mindset, your thinking patterns happen. Like it's just so fascinating to see how you even feel. Do you feel healthier, happier, or you feel more depressed and anxious? Or helps you recognize, if I am really addicted to social media, like I can't live a day without social media. So a social media fast, I would highly recommend, even just for like 7 days, and just kind of observe like how I want to use social media after that. But also, let's see, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, 30 minutes I think is a good healthy amount of time that you don't spend a lot of time, but you have a way to connect. Or even setting yourself a timer. Like I have to sometimes do that because I sometimes get easily distracted when I use social media, when I network or whatever. It's okay to like retrain yourself, get back into the game, to say. Let's see, what other tips that I have not mentioned? keep having an accountability partner. Like take time to talk to someone about your concerns of your use of social media and then be accountable to them every single day if that you feel like that is a needed thing. If you really want to control how you use social media and you don't want social to become your master, I would say have an accountability partner, whether that's your partner, your spouse, a family member, a friend, or finding someone on social media that can be that. Like I'm sure there's a lot of support groups. I haven't personally looked this up, but I'm sure there's awesome support groups out there that can help you with that. Um, I think that's about it that I wanted to share about with social media today. But I just want to say that I'm here to help you, and I hope you find this episode helpful today. That as you are aware of your social media use, that it will rather benefit you than help just like than it would hurt you in your success in life and your self-improvement, your thinking patterns, your mindset, and your relationship with your family. Because I think that's why I'm talking about social media. All the yourself, your family, and your career and business are very essential in life. And social media is such a huge part of everything in our lives that is it impacting you for good, or is it going to bring you down a compounding path that will negatively affect you in the future in your relationship with your family, with your relationship with yourself, or in your work ethic in your business or career? And so, anyway, this is my message about social media. I hope this helps you. If you really would love some help, please join my 5-day positive mindset challenge, or you're welcome to do my Thoughtful Thursdays, where I provide a thought every Thursday to help you in your journey in life. So, anyway, I am so happy to be a part of your day today. I hope this episode helps, and I will talk to you next week, next Tuesday. So, have an amazing day and take care.